So this is a replay of a game I was in. In this game, I was the Fizz. If you look at their team, their squishiest target will most likely be Syndrome. Urgot, generally most tanky, and his ultimate makes him tanky. Cassidon has magic resistance from his passive. Poppy's passive makes him tanky. And Zin's normal build somewhat tanky. I started Prospector's Blade because Fizz's Q applies on hit effects and scales with attack damage, and Fizz's W you auto attack for it, and so you also apply your attack damage on it. But the Prospector's Blade is a mistake. Don't start Prospector's Blade on Fizz if you're planning on playing him AP. So Tarek is starting with the components and builds for early Aegis of the Legion. For some reason, Twitch didn't buy any items. Zinzao started Kindle Gem, which is
Purple team has captured the drill.
a little unusual from what I'd expect
Blue team has captured the
a
corner.
Prospector's Blade start.
Purple team has captured the boat. Blue team has captured the repair.
So what you just saw was the blue team lose because Twitch didn't have any items. So Fizz comes in here, goes for assassination, Zin's out, and he pulls it off. That right there is a mistake. If Fizz had jumped to the opposite side, he would have been able to escape. Because he dodged into Poppy, he's going to die.
Purple team has captured the window.
No. So, what you're going to see here is Vlad is going to go
Purple
up
team has captured the
for a kill
window.
on Poppy. So he sees Poppy, and what happened right there was he wanted to cast a spell. Poppy ran out of line of sight just as he moved. It's a one-for-one trade. Not sure if it's the best, if it would have been the best play, but you know, one-for-one, not better than Poppy is really strong, so killing her. So Cassidon is going for the Storm Relic, and the team moves in to stop him. Turns out there's 3 people for and Dominion's a numbers game favors 2. The 3 is going to win every time. However, while they were doing that, Twitch and Tarek managed to kill Zin and neutralize the point using mistake here is going on to Poppy and not Syndra. Syndra is the squishy target. She doesn't have magic resistance, and she does a lot of damage. The other mistake was what she was missing with the Shark ultimate. If Fizz had played better, he still would have died, but he probably could have gotten a double kill on Zin, and then another kill on Sin. Alright, so I'm going to use this time to talk about bottom lane now. So Urgot went for a mana mute. Normally, with Urgot, you want to start with a Prospector's Blade, because his early game is so strong, he can hard engage and win the fights, and then you get a Brutalizer because he needs the cooldown reduction. And the way it interacts with the armor reduction on his E is very strong. You can go mana mute, but it hurts his early game strength a lot. And since Irelia is weak early game,
Purple team has captured the window.
your strengths and weaknesses, so going like Prospector's Blade and beat Irelia when she's in her early game when she's weak. So what you just saw happen was Irelia kill Urgot because she had Exhausted Ignite and Urgot didn't. Basically, okay, so having Exhausted Ignite will help you win bottom lane, but it puts you at a big disadvantage because you don't have Revive, which makes you very vulnerable to ganks. Kassadin and Xin Zhao or Poppy, they're all good gankers, and they should basically be camping Irelia because she doesn't have Revive.
Quest received.
So what's happening here is blue team doesn't have top. They know Zin is stuck here, and so is Syndra, so they're making a play from mid, hoping that they can get a pick. So Syndra comes in, and Fizz is able to get on her, which is his primary target. That's exactly what he wants to get onto. And then he fishes Zin, but Zin walks into Syndra, misplay on Zin's part, and that's why Syndra dies. So, I'm gonna rewind that combat. Alright, so if Poppy charges Fizz, he's dead. So he jumps away and puts him right in range of Zin's out. It would have been better for Fizz to wait a little bit and try and land the Playful Trickster on top of Zinzao that would have gotten the kill. Or Playful Trickstering, and at that time, he's definitely going to die because of Zinzao. If he waits, Poppy might be able to catch up with him and kill him. But there's also a chance that Fizz will be able to get a kill on Zinzao. So, since Poppy has her ultimate up, she should be able to get a kill here. Yeah, so Poppy gets the kill and Terra cleans it up. So, I'm also going to rewind for the comment on that. Okay, so the other, Terra can't do much but stun. Poppy's ultimate does give her a damage increase. Now, so it looks like if Poppy had ulted Vladimir, she would have been able to kill him 100-0, and then she would have had more health left and she could have escaped from Terra.
Shut down.
but she doesn't have revive. That's really cool play on purple team's part. They have 3 champions who are strong gankers, and it's really easy to gank for Urgot because of his suppression. Alright, so right now there's some poking going off. If Flag catches, if Flag gets caught by Poppy, it's gonna be really bad. So Poppy does catch Vlad, and Vlad tries to escape, but he can't really run from Cassidy. So that's going to cost blue team the point. They can't safely send someone down after Poppy. And the alternative is Poppy could stay here and they can tower dive. But purple team doesn't need to risk that because they know that if any one of them leaves, they're 100% so they don't even need to risk the tower damage. And really, purple shouldn't be taking any tower shots. They should just be letting Cassidy and Cinder poke. Purple shouldn't have died at all there. Poppy was taking the point. They should have backed off into the jungle, left maybe one person to safely push. Alright, so down here you have Irelia killing Urgot, looking at their builds. Urgot has his mana while Irelia has Ninja Tabby and a good part in Urgot, of course. And she didn't even need to use exhaust to kill him, so this is going to make her very dangerous. Alright, so Poppy fought 3 vs 1, she died. That's what happens.
Blue team has captured the refinery.
You know, it's not always bad to fight a losing battle if you can stall out enough time, but when you fight outnumbered, you should assume that you're going to lose the fight. That was pretty poor play on Fizz's part. I want to slow this down. Okay, so Fizz catches Syndra, and this is great. This is exactly what you want to do as an assassin. He gets on her, and he takes about a quarter's life off. And right there, that's the mistake. When he playful trickstered in, that's why he died. If Fizz had been content with getting the chunk off, and then backing and using playful trickster as an escape, he would have lived and Cinder would have fight him back. She wouldn't have been healthy enough to help at the windmill fight. And Fizz's engagement sort of baits the team onto this chase. Which Blue loses pretty badly. And so Fizz's poor play there, combined with because he died and also because he made it the team,
Nexus is at 75% health.
Their point. So really killed Urgot again. I'm going to replay for that.
Shut down.
So Irelia has training force and then she gets exhausted. She still has her exhaust, but she didn't need it to kill Urgot from before. So she racks up another kill. Urgot probably thought the last time he died, she used exhaust and ignite, but she didn't. And you know, misjudges like that will get people killed. Alright, so it's 10 minutes in the game. Irelia is 3-0. She has no death. She's never been ganked, and she doesn't have revive. This is really, really poor play on this side. team is gathering in their jungle around the speed shrine. It looks like they could be going for a gank. Okay, so Cassin is coming to gank. So Cassin gets there too late, and Irelia gets a kill. So I'm going to rewind and see what Cassin's cooldowns are like, and if he could have gotten there earlier. Okay, so Cassin has a bunch of mana, and his Rift Walk is up, he's not using it. He could have jumped right over that wall, and then he could have jumped over here, and would have been there. So, if Cassin, and then that also would have given him more damage, because he would have had his Rift Walk stacked. So, if Cassin had played that better, Irelia wouldn't have gotten a kill. So, Fizz is looking for a kill on Cassidin, and he gets some damage off. Follows him up, and he lands the shark, and that's a dead Cassidin. Now that, Cassidin could have 100% lived from that. This is what Cassidin should have done. Right here, Cassidin should have Rift Walked over the wall into the speed shrine, and he would have gotten out. Okay, so Poppy sees that blue team is sitting on their points, and she's going to back up. But that's a good strategy, especially as Poppy's fast, and she's a strong duelist. So this forces blue team to go through the jungle. If purple team had some people set up, waiting in the bushes, this could be a good way to get a turn, and then pick off, and then kill blue in the jungle away from their points, and then retake top, and retake mid.
Quest received.
So, this is the second gank on Irelia, but it's a tower dive. So Irelia kills Zin, and Tarek uses Garrison, and Irelia gets a double kill. So right now, Irelia has been ganked one time, has been ganked twice. One was unsuccessful, and one was a partial success. So, even though it's a 1v2, Tarek running in there is a good idea. Tarek's basically a Urgot, and he's really tanky, so it delays their capture. Even if he does die, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to rewind for Irelia's second death. So, now that was basically just, I guess, Irelia getting a little over cocky. I mean, the first time she won the 2v1, it was at her tower, and she probably misestimated her strength and thought she could win a 2v1 in general. So we see, so the Storm Relic is a really strong item, but you don't go for it. So right now, there's only one person visible on the map, and we only have 2 people, so we can't contest that, because it could be there. It could be all of Purple Team could be waiting there to ambush us. happens here is so I'll play it out and I'll talk what happens. So what happens here is because Twitch went to capture the relic, this was a 3-on-4, and since Dominions is a numbers game, blue side loses that because they were outnumbered. What Twitch should have done was continue with his team and fight.
Purple team has captured the windmill.
Now Twitch does come down with the Storm Shield and begins bottom, and this sort of makes up for it earlier, not really. The best way to do would have been to fight up top, then capture the Storm Relic and gank bottom the first time. Alright, so what happened here was Irelia can stun people when she's at lower health than they are, and Syndra face checked the bush, so Irelia got the stun off, and she was able to kill Syndra before the stun wore off. Face checking bush that you know bruisers in when you're a carry is a really bad idea. Bruisers in general have better steroids than ranged champions to make up for their lack of range, and they also often have crowd control. So here, this is Twitch tunnel visioning. He does get the kill on Poppy, but he forgot Cassidon was nearby. So I rewound that to see if Twitch caught a death timer window, but it didn't. Alright, so Irelia left bottom lane, so Fizz is the closest person, so he's going bottom. But the thing is, Fizz really can't do anything to Urgot at all. Really should be someone else bottom. Probably just needs to be Urgot. I'm not sure. Vladimir might be able to hit Urgot. I'm not sure. Fizz can't. Because for Fizz to wave clear, he has to stand in place, which makes it really easy for Urgot to land his asset owner.
Shut down.
So Irelia's here. She's on Poppy. Poppy holds Terror and Irelia switches target. Irelia is an anti-carry. She's going to blow up Syndra very, very fast.
Purple team has captured the quarry. Blue team has captured the windmill. Blue team double kill.
So they're pinging, so someone is pinging top because they know they're going to make a play for it because blue is 2 people bottom. But there's not that much you can do. I mean, it's really important to take your bottom point. And while this is happening, while Irelia and Vladimir are killing Urgot, Fizz goes straight for the enemy bottom point on the hope that Urgot's revive is down. So what happened right there was a big misplay. So Syndra comes down to interrupt Fizz.
Blue team has captured the quarry.
And that is a huge mistake. Syndra could have died right there. Fizz is the champion of 2 gap closers. He can Playful Trickster and then Q to her. And he will 100 to 0 Syndra. doesn't react in time, and Syndra gets away. So both players made a mistake. Against any champion with 2 gap closers like Fizz or Jarvan, Syndra should die doing that. She doesn't have enough range to safely interrupt any champion with 2 gap closers. So here there's a bit of miscommunication going on. Either Fizz and Irelia should have both left, or they should have both stayed. Irelia is really fed, so if they both stayed, they probably could have taken this against. They could have held it against 3 people, but not against 4. So Irelia backs off; she doesn't die. That's fine. And this gives blue team a good time to take top. Okay, so Fizz catches Syndra exactly what he wanted to. And he makes the same mistake as earlier, as he uses Playful Trickster to chase instead of to escape. So Vlad lands a nice ultimate. Tarek is doing a good job keeping Vlad's health up. And they managed to get the kills. That's pretty good. You know, Tarek's done a pretty good job supporting this game.
Killing spree.
Gets caught and he dies. Watch that slow motion. I'm not entirely sure how Fizz managed to survive. Alright. So Cassidon's skills are down. Fizz comes down. Xin dies. And okay. So what happened was Cassidon chunked Fizz, but he couldn't 100-0 him, and then there were more people. Reinforcements came, and Cassidon died. Cassidon wasn't able to kill Fizz because his spells were still on cooldown.
Blue team has captured the win. Local team has captured the boat.
So that's a little bit of a misplay by Tarek. If you see his stun came up, but he wasn't in range of Poppy, he should have followed around back to make sure that he could stun Poppy. Irelia tower dies Urgot. Syndra comes, and it's the exact same thing. Irelia gets to lower health, stuns her, and 100-0s Syndra during the stun duration.
Blue team has captured the boneyard. So here, I'm going to rewind for that. So it looks like Vlad is going out to scout the jungle. He gets called out by Poppy,
game is over, I'm going to talk a little about item builds. Twitch's build has no crit, which is really bad for an AD carry. Irelia's build, pretty standard. Vladimir's build, he's probably using cool. Well, let's see what runes he's using. Okay, so he's not using cooldown reduction runes. He's almost at the cooldown reduction cap between the Ionian boots and the Deathfire Grass. Then he has the Void Staff for his magic pen, the Death Cap, and that's probably going to turn into a Zonia's. Fizz is basically the same thing as Vladimir, except he has a Lich Bane instead of a Death Cap because his Q procs on hit. And he's missing an item because Vlad farmed a lot more than Fizz. It's getting the last hits into minions is important. A minion wave is worth more gold than a kill. Tarek, fairly standard, support aura build. Abyssal is a good choice since they had a dual AP comp. Cassin's build, he has mana and he has resistances. Poppy and Sin. I don't play Syndra. I don't really know what builds I have, but that's the triple penetration build where you get all the flat penetration. And yeah, there wasn't that much magic resist. Well, with Aegis there was, so triple penetration, decent build. Poppy's build, she has Trinity Force. That's really all that matters on Poppy. Zin's build. Now, the thing about Zin's build is the first item we got was the Spirit Visage, and then the next item we got was the Gnasher's Tooth. So I don't play Zen, so maybe this is a good build, but I'd assume that since his passive gives him armor reduction, and he has a bunch of steroids, you want to build attack damage items on him, not cooldown reduction. So I'd expect to see something like a Prospector's Blade, maybe a Brutalizer or a Ghost Blade, and then parts of a Trinity. So he has parts of a Trinity, but he got these really late into the game. In a 21-minute game, if you're going for a Training Force, you should have it completed. Urgot's build is also weird. Okay, so the Frozen Heart is going to help him against Irelia because she's an auto attacker and it gives him armor. It also gives him cooldown reduction, which is a really good stat on Urgot. Then the Merc Treads, the Odin's Veil, don't make any sense because Urgot's problem isn't that he's dying to ganks. His problem is that Irelia can 1v1 him, so he wants to get more items so that Irelia can't 1v1 him. People can go man immune. I just think it's inferior to going Prospectors and Brutalizer. The Zeke's is sort of a wasted item since the attack speed is not that useful in Urgot because his Q is an attack reset. Like a Sheen would have been a good choice there, and it also would have synergized with the man immune.